Once again, it's on, people. It's the Relationship Rehab. I'm your boy Brian Redmond, and coming at you today with a topic that a few people have emailed me about, which is communication. So I put a little spin on it, and hopefully it can still be something that is useful to you guys. And one of the things that we were talking about, that people always talk about, I should say, is communication. Everybody says you have to communicate in relationships. Relationship won't work if you don't communicate, right? Right. So communication is extremely important. However, that's one of the issues that we have in relationships, is that people have obstacles in communication. So we always try to tell people, and I always hear people say, give the advice of make sure that you communicate. Well, make sure that you talk to each other. Make sure that you guys have constant communication. Communication has to be open and all that stuff. But the thing is that when you have two people in a relationship, whether it's friendship, whether it's an intimate relationship, whether it's family relationship, if you aren't aware of the barriers or the issues that happen within communication, then you can't really have healthy communication, right? And healthy communication is just that, having communication where you both can grow from it. So when you do have discourse with somebody, when you do have an exchange with somebody, that you have a deeper understanding, that you learn something about yourself, and that you learn something about that other person or what that person is trying to convey to you. So with that being said, one of the biggest things that I found out that people have with communication, or one of the biggest issues with communication, is that people have a hard time with being transparent. And I say that on both sides. So with communication, you can't have true communication with somebody to get an understanding of that person, or if you want someone to understand you, you can't do that without being transparent. And we have a big issue with being transparent, because being transparent means you have to let your guard down, you have to tear that wall down, you have to expose yourself to be transparent, you have to be see-through to be transparent, and that's hard to do. However, when you are dealing with somebody, or when you're in a relationship with somebody that actually does care about you, and like I've talked about in other episodes, when you're with somebody that is worth that time and worth that time investment, then it's easier for you to be transparent, because you know that person is that person cares about you, and that person has those type of feelings for you, where they will help protect your heart and help you and protect you when you're vulnerable by being transparent. So we have to be transparent on both sides, and that has to be just each other being able to say, hey, let me let down my guard and tell you how I really feel. Let me let down my guard and tell you what it is that I really want, right? Another thing is that with that transparency piece, the reason why it's so hard with being transparent is that you have a fear. You have a fear of judgment, you have a fear of rejection, you have a fear of embarrassment, and you have a fear of just overall just not being accepted. Because once you're being transparent with somebody, you're showing them who you really are. And we all, at the end of the day, we want to be accepted. Especially, we want to be accepted by those that are closest to us, and those that we are in love with, or those that we love, and those that we are in relationship with. So we ultimately want that acceptance, and we want that embracing, that whole thing of saying, hey, it's okay to be who you are, and everybody's okay with that. But you have to, however, be the first person to put yourself in that position to be vulnerable. So I have to, if I want everyone to understand me and who I really am, if I want everybody to love me and give me the love that I need, take care of me, all of that stuff emotionally that I need from somebody, I have to first and foremost learn how to be transparent enough to where I make myself vulnerable by letting people see, and letting those that are closest to me see who it is that I really am. And sometimes that's not always an easy thing to do, but that is where that work is that you have to do within yourself. So those things that you like and dislike about yourself, there are some things about yourself that you want to change, then that's where your work is to do that. So when you are transparent with somebody, you can let them know that, hey, this is who I am and this is where I'm at in my life. These are the things that I'm working on and trying to fix. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to be able to show you who I am, so that I can then and therefore turn right back around and explain to you what it is that I need from you. So that in itself is how you establish good communication. And you don't need to let everybody in your business, but those that are closest to you and those that are that you are truly have invested that time and have trust with. And like I've talked about that in another episode as well. If you have that trust with somebody and you've invested that time and that emotion into that person, now obviously they have, or hopefully they have proven themselves worthy of your trust, and you are now able to put yourself in a position to where you can be vulnerable, where you can be transparent, so that you can truly have a good communication with that person, and you can exchange ideas. You can then tell people what's really on your heart, and it won't be a thing to where they'll judge you or they'll reject you or embarrass you and all those type of things that you may be worried about. I mean, well, I kind of think that people do judge, period, but they won't judge you to the point to where, you know, you're an outcast, or they can't accept you, or they can't, you know, be with you. They may have some issues with what it is that you do or where it is that you're at in your life, but if they're really that close to you and they're really your true friend and your loved ones, then they'll truly understand that where you're at, it's a work in progress, and they'll hopefully be willing to grow along with you in that process. So that's my thing on communication, making sure that you put yourself in a position to where you can be transparent with that person or with those group of people, but you have to have that trust in place to do that. But make sure that the fear, the judgment, the rejection, the embarrassment, and just the overall idea of just not being accepted is something that you have already dealt with and you understand, and you're willing to put that on the line with that person. And most of the time when you do have trust with someone and you are building a good solid relationship with them, then you'll get exactly what it is that you want in return, and that's that acceptance and that understanding that you're seeking from that person in the first place. So that's my thing on communication. I hope this helps somebody. I hope that this is something that where, hey, you can see this and understand what it is that I'm saying. Please look on the link below. If you have any questions, email me. You can like this, share this. Let's get this out here, and let me know what you guys think about it. Once again, it's on, and I hope that this has been something where it makes anybody who hears it become a better version of themselves. This is your boy Brian. This is the Relationship Rehab, and I'm out. Peace.